Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm very sorry, but the audio quality, specifically the microphone quality for this trial, has been severely degraded. I'm not exactly sure why. I tried editing the files in Audacity, but none of my efforts worked. So for the trial, my voice will sound a bit distorted, and I apologize if it's hell on your ears. Please try to enjoy the rest of the trial. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. We are about to start the second trial. It says it right there. Case 2. I've looked over everything in this chapter. I've compiled my findings. Here's what I've got. My suspect list consists of Sonia, Hiyoko, and Fuyuhiko. I don't believe Hiyoko actually committed the murder. I believe she's an accomplice of sorts. Fuyuhiko has a clear motive. Judging by the contents of his letter to Mahiru, he remembers what happened at Hope Peak Academy. I believe Monokuma told him his memories at some point. I also have a suspicion that Sonia, never mind, it's not Sonia's actual real name, like Celestia Lindbergh from Danganronpa 1. It's drawing a lot of parallels with this, with Danganronpa 1, to be honest. Nekomaru and Akane have this little training thing going on, and Nekomaru mentioned that Akane's hits weren't powerful. She was quick and agile, but her hits weren't powerful, so I don't believe she would be strong enough to kill someone instantly with a metal bat. Someone strong would have had to do that. So again, my bets are on Sonia or Fuyuhiko. Sonia is the only one with knowledge of Sparkling Justice, the serial killer whose mask we found near the body. That gives me all the more reason to suspect Sonia. Monokuma specified that sickness is the only forgivable death, so any other death that occurs is someone's responsible for that, and someone has to be punished for that. Akane got a mysterious head wound at about 3:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. She tried to draw away attention from it, and she tried to lie, or not lie, but you know, she said that the fight with Nekomaru was the cause of that. I'm not sure if I should believe that. I'm inclined to believe it, but, I don't know. Sonia was also showed up at the diner in a wetsuit. The only place where I found a wetsuit was in the closet in the beach house. Huh? So again, Sonia and Fuyuhiko, right? Yeah, the serial killer mask. Fuyuhiko has a motive to kill because of his little sister, presumably. Okay. We're good? Let's take a look at the truth bullets one more time, just to make ourselves clear on that. 3 p.m. Beach house. Single killing blow to the head. No other external injuries. No drugs in them. Streaks leading to the roadside door as if Mahiru had crawled through it, but this is not possible as she was killed instantly. So her body was moved in some sense. Footprints. Yoko's. Metal bat. Murder weapon in Twilight Syndrome murder case was a metal bat. Bunch of empty plastic balls. This is the only clue I'm not really sure on, because all the other drinks that are in the fridge are colored or dyed or sweetened in some sense. Why are these drinks the only ones that are drinkable or that are used? I'm not sure how this connects to any sort of evidence here. We talked about the mask. The game wants me to believe that, you know, Hiyoko was in the closet at that time, but I don't have conclusive evidence to prove that. Shower is out of order and cannot be used, but there's a window in there that you can crawl in and out of. Yeah. It can't be accessed unless you hitch a piggyback ride from someone, and your combined heights have to be sufficient enough to reach that 9-foot-high window. A tipped-over fish tank was found in the music room where the first victim's body was discovered. Gravel and water were scattered everywhere, but there was no mess in the beach house apart from Mahiru's body. And the closet, which was messy to begin with, presumably, right? Broken window in the music room where the first victim's body was discovered. Girlie had her swimsuit stolen. I suspect that Girlie is Sonia. And in the game, on the third day, I think, Girl E alluded to killing the first girl. Ending prize 4 photographs. Yeah. Once you do, you should, one of the ending prizes, a picture of Mikani, Ibuki, and Hyoko. This is the HPA, or Hopesuke Academy photo. This is a broken vase photo. Victim. Yeah. Apparently there are a lot of these inside Hyoko's room. Each bag comes with 4 flavors: strawberry, melon, grape, and orange. This is signed Hyoko Sayonji, which seems a bit odd. If you're trying to, like, do secret conversation, you would use code, right? Putting it in the mailbox as well. Second Island, 2:30 p.m. So there's a 30-minute gap in between when they met and when Mahiru died. Died instantly. Alright, that's everything. Let's get on to the trial. Quickly now.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it.
I don't understand why he feels the need to expound this every single time.
If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Oh, no matter how many times I hear it, it's such a cruel rule.
I don't think you're in a position to argue, Monomi.
Now then, let's first discuss the motive. That masterpiece of gaming, Twilight Syndrome murder case.
Give me the ear, am I right?
What? Who cares about that game?
Ibuki, please, come on! It's a central element to this case.
The outcome of this trial should be determined by whether or not we find Mahiru's killer.
Nevertheless, we shouldn't ignore it. After all, that game is the motive this time.
Yeah, you're right. Then let's try discussing that first.
Ah, the voice that spoke to Girl E, I will never forget, I will never forgive. Ah, that was the Guy F. And who's Guy F? Aha, aha.
I'm sure everyone who's beaten the game already knows that it's based on an actual murder case.
Some of us have not beaten that game. Give us a detailed explanation.
It means Twilight Syndrome Murder Case is a non-fiction game. Additionally, some of us are characters in that game too.
Some of us are characters in a video game?
It's a little too meta.
So, I think it's better if we clarify who the characters in the game are first.
The characters in the game were Girl A, Girl B, Girl C, Girl D, Girl E, Boy F. And the high school girl who got killed at the beginning, who didn't have a name. One of the Kuzuryus and Sato. By using the staff roll after clearing the game as a reference, I should be able to figure out who's who. The first character the player was able to control was Girl A. The true identity of Girl A is probably Mikan.
I see!
Girl A is probably Mikan Tsumiki. That timid tone. That definitely sounds like Girl A. Based on the list of names in the staff roll, I can't think of anyone else who would be Girl A.
Why am I in a video game? That's an infringement of my right to privacy.
Again, little meta there.
Ha! A nasty, trashy pig shit like you doesn't have any privacy rights. Ah, a nasty, trashy pig shit. I feel like I heard that in the game too.
How coincidental did Hiyoko play the game as well?
Huh?
She's right, the one who said that was...
I see!
Girl B was short and foul-mouthed. She's probably Hiyoko.
Short and foul-mouthed? That's like the complete opposite of me.
Anyway, let's move on. Next is Girl C.
Girl C is, yeah, hyper-energetic unique. The game's giving me easy stuff.
I see!
Girl C is Ibuki.
I'm waiting for, like, How do I describe this? Remember in Danganronpa 1 Trial 2 had that moment where, like, you look at Chihiro and she's actually a guy? I'm waiting for that, like, unbelievable moment of disbelief.
Girl C? Then I'll see you next Tuesday! Let's move on to Girl D.
Chiaki's not having any of this. Only one person who had always had a camera with them. Yes, I knew it. It was Mahiru.
I see!
She took the pictures.
Girl D is Mahiru, the victim in this case.
Yeah, that's correct. Let's skip Girl E and talk about Guy F.
Ah, why are you skipping Girl E? Do you not have evidence to pinpoint Girl E? He's Guy F.
I see!
Aren't you Guy F, Fuyuhiko?
I was in a game? That's fucking stupid.
You played the game. You should know this, unless you're not intuitive, like us.
That reminds me. Wasn't there another person whose last name was also Kuzuryu?
Now, if my theory is correct and Monokuma told Fuyuhiko his memories, he should get triggered by this.
Another person? It was one of the names on the staff roll.
Unless someone else is masquerading as someone else, and they're not. I don't know.
The names were Sumiki, Koizumi, Sayonji, Miyoda, Sato, Kuzuryu, and then another Kuzuryu.
Hold on! Why do you keep saying there were two Kuzuryus?
It's not like I'm wrong. That's how it's written on the staff roll. Since you beat the game, you probably know what this actually means, right?
The reason Fuyuhiko's last name Kuzuryu appears twice, it's true I have a hunch, but to call me out like that, Nagito, you're definitely someone I shouldn't mess with. The reason Fuyuhiko's last name Kuzuryu appears twice is probably because... it's just a bug. Yeah, no.
I can prove it with this! In the game, Guy F, Kuzuryu, mentions that he has a little sister.
There we go, there's the trigger.
What do you mean, little sister?
This is what Guy F said in the game. It's pretty clear. There's no doubt that Guy F had a little sister. Plus, the sister actually appeared in the game. That's why the name Kuzuryu appeared twice.
Oh yeah, you don't credit people who don't... Okay, yeah, yes.
By the way, what role did Guy F's little sister, the other Kuzuryu, play? You probably noticed, right?
The first dead girl. I don't really want to say it myself, but I need to move the conversation forward. The only character in the game I could see as being Fuyuhiko's little sister is...
I see!
The dead high school girl who was the first victim in the game is the only person I can think of.
This is the motive to kill. Revenge. Revenge.
Based on Guy F's tone in the game, it's clear that Girl E is not his little sister. So if the only person left is the dead high school girl, then she must be Fuyuhiko's sister.
Why do you sound so fucking happy? That's a winning personality you've got there.
Winning personality? Are you praising me?
I was being sarcastic, dumbass.
Hey, you said the game is a work of non-fiction. That means Fuyuhiko's little sister is...
You know, I do love that Gundam Tanaka reverts to a more, productive and helpful personality rather than sticking to his Churibyo, persona. He only does this in trials and important moments in the story, which I appreciate.
Yeah, I have a little sister. Something wrong with that? It's just a fucking game. Don't go mixing up some video game with reality.
It's not just a game. It's definitely based on true events. That's why it's the motive.
Don't go making shit up, bastard! If she was the type to die easily, I'd have fucking killed her myself a long time ago.
Ooh, what a savage.
I mean, when I first entered Hope Speak Academy, she was mouthing off to me as usual and sent me off.
This was before HPA. Your memories of HPA itself were erased, okay?
It happened just the other day.
Yeah, there you go.
About that, you're probably thinking like that because you've lost your memories.
Shut the fuck up! You be quiet!
I see. So you're never gonna accept that that game is based on true events, huh?
Am I gonna have to have another showdown with you?
Okay, I understand your attitude toward this class trial now.
Nagito, you seem to be doubting Fuyuhiko a lot. Do you suspect he's the killer?
A mystery that easy would make me feel sad. It wouldn't be good enough to serve as everyone's stepping stone. That's why I'd be much happier if Fuyuhiko wasn't the killer.
Okay, you're starting to act weird again.
Anyway, now we've established who all the characters in the game are.
Girl A is Mikan. Girl B is Hiyoko. Girl C is Ibuki. Girl D is Mahiru. Guy F is Fuyuhiko. And the first victim in the game, that dead high school girl, is Fuyuhiko's little sister.
That's just a story in a fucking game.
If so, then Girl E is Miss Sato. Could it be? The same Miss Sato who likes white rice?
Do they know who Sato is?
I don't know what Sato you're talking about, but I don't think she's relevant to this case.
Maybe it's related to Gundam's last name, since they're both really plain names.
Okay. What the heck is that wild connection?
Tanaka may be an ordinary family name, but it's far better than Sato or Suzuki.
And he also has a strange rivalry going on.
Hey, no one cares about that. Hurry up and talk about the mystery of the game.
Monokuma's not having any of this.
Huh? What do you mean, mystery of the game?
My, you don't know. I heard that Girl E got killed.
What? No way! Is that true?
Oh, is this another one of them comedy routines?
Getting killed is so violent, don't you know?
My, such awful times we live in. Why did this happen?
You guys are definitely friends.
So the mystery of the game is the murder of Girl E, correct?
Then let's hurry up and solve it. Let's first figure out why Girl E was killed.
The reason Girl E was killed, I should be able to assume why based on the content of the game. Because Girl E witnessed the murder because Girl E was the killer. Girl E interfered with the murder. I'm leaning towards revenge, because that's...
I see.
There you go.
The reason Girl E was killed is because she killed the first victim in the game.
Now, the game expects you to come to these conclusions before starting the trial, or to at least have them in mind. I love how Hiyoko's gaze is directed toward Hajime, that's hilarious.
Which means Girl E was killed as revenge for the dead high school girl. What do you think, Fuyuhiko? Apparently Girl E was killed to avenge your little sister.
You're fucking persistent. I don't care what that game said at all.
But...
Is that true? Girl E, she killed the first victim?
in order to make that clear, we need to know more about the case involving the first victim's murder.
It's the murder that occurred in the music room. I knew it would come up, so I prepared in advance.
Good, Chiaki, I like you.
Look, I made a map of the music room's surroundings, which was the stage of the first case.
Wait a minute. The broken vase is in a different room than the actual murder? Why? I'm gonna have to wait for an explanation on that. So, victim, broken window, locked door, big distance between the door and the murder location, water tank and gravel. Oh. Water tank made of glass, broken vase made of glass. It's possible that one was broken before the other. Okay.
I'm surprised you went to all this trouble.
Mapping is second nature to retro game fans.
That is true, that is true.
Classic dungeon crawler RPGs have a first-person point of view, so mapping as you play is a basic.
We get it! Let's talk about that later so we can focus on the case.
Then, I'll start explaining. Girl A, Girl B, Girl C, and Girl D were at the entrance hall when they heard the sound of glass breaking. Immediately, they climbed the stairs to the second floor and headed to where they heard that sound. Girl E was in front of the music room on the second floor, and she confirmed that the sound came from in there.
And girl D went to go get the key to open the locked door. No, I'm lost again. I have the... That's... I should have paid closer attention to that.
but the door to the music room was locked. So Girl D went to get the key from the office, and when the 5 of them were finally able to go inside, they found the victim's body, dead from a blow to the head. Because the music room's window was broken, the girls thought the killer escaped through there.
There's 3 items that sound like breaking glass. A broken window, a water tank, and a broken vase. Which one did they hear? Presumably the broken window. Because it was just one sound, right?
The sound of breaking glass that they heard at the entrance hall seemed to confirm that.
Is this one of the locked room scenarios that Kyoko talked about in the first game?
Plus, Girl E's school swimsuit was stolen, so they concluded that the escaped killer was some pervert. How does that sound?
Yep, an understandable explanation. Just as expected from the ultimate gamer who excels at clearing games.
But it wasn't a pervert, right? Wasn't the real killer Girl E?
You never know, she could be a pervert.
Obviously. Girlie was waiting outside the music room for the other girls after she killed the first victim.
Did she lock the music room from the outside? Then she would have totally needed the key from the office.
Which means Girlie was hiding that key. We can assume she used it to lock the music room after she left it.
It was a mistake not, like, going over all of this specifically. Oh my.
But Girl D was the one who went to the office to get the key to the music room, right?
Teru's X mark consists of a fork and knife. That's adorable.
By the way, since it was never mentioned in the game, we can exclude the possibility of there being a spare key.
You can lock the music room from the inside, right? So from there, Girl E broke the window and escaped.
So how would she have gone to the...
And sprinted to the front of the music room as fast as she could before the others arrived.
Surely someone would have heard footsteps on the second floor, right?
She would have passed by the entrance hall where the other girls were waiting if she tried to do that.
That too.
Then, forget this!
It's not cute to see an old guy sulk.
Hey, is Girl E really the killer? We haven't reached an answer yet.
Why don't you contribute to the conversation then? Based on the details of the game, it's no mistake that Girl E, who was waiting in the hallway, is the killer. Then, what did Girl E do after killing the girl inside the music room? I guess I need to clear that up first. Oh boy.
After she killed the first victim in the music room, what did Girl E do?
She just broke the window in the music room and escaped outside.
So how did Girl E get from outside the school to the front of the music room?
To go back to the music room from outside, you need to go through the entrance hall. Plus, at the entrance hall, the other 4 girls should have been there.
At the entrance hall, the girls heard the sound of the window shattering.
How was she able to get past those 4 and wait in front of the music room?
She probably used a hidden passageway. Twilight's hidden passageway is the world's best!
Why does Nekomaru assume that the window broke?
After she killed the first, what did Girl E do?
She just broke the window and escaped out.
So how did Girl E to the front of the music? To go back to them, you need to go through. Plus, at the other 4 girls...
At the entrance, heard the sound of the window shatter.
No, that's wrong! First of all, the sound the girls heard wasn't the window breaking.
If it wasn't the window, then what broke to make that sound?
A vase.
Vase? How low can you go?
After the murder, a broken vase was discovered in the classroom next to the music room.
So the sound of breaking glass that the 4 girls heard wasn't the music room's window. It was the sound of the vase breaking. Probably.
Actually, the murder was nearly finished by the time the 4 girls met in the entrance hall. Girl E killed the victim in the music room, broke the window and went to the office to get the key. With that key, she locked the music room from the hallway, returned the key to the office, and went back to wait in front of the music room. All she had to do was break the vase in the next door classroom as the four girls met by the entrance hall.
Clever. How did I not pick up on this?
To make them think the murder had just occurred and that the killer had just escaped.
So, when the four of them ran over after they heard the sound, Girl E acted like she had just rushed over too.
I see. Now the mystery has been solved.
Wait a minute! The mystery hasn't been solved yet! You haven't determined what the murder weapon was yet!
Ah, yes, there's no bat. Murder weapon?
Who cares about the murder weapon? We found out who the killer was.
Not cool! I went to all the trouble of making this death march, so you gotta stick with it to the end!
What the heck? You're so annoying!
Fine, let's figure out the weapon. If this keeps up, I'm gonna feel like I need to shit. Which means I'll feel disgusting!
You're the disgusting one.
The weapon is pretty unconventional. The answer was revealed in the game, though.
The water tank?
Now then, will you guys be able to figure it out?
An unconventional weapon that also appeared in the game. If we're told we can't advance as long as you don't make that clear, then I have to do it. What do you think the weapon is? I have no idea. Was I out of line just now? Now then, there's something I needed to tell you regarding the white noise in non-stop debates. Some lines of white noise are actually very durable. You won't always destroy them in one shot. Durable white noise will chip away every time you shoot them with the silencer. But unless you completely destroy them, your time limit will not be replenished. If you dig... Okay, gotcha. It appears the debate is getting tougher, so I've obtained some very useful information. I heard this guy named Gun something. Apparently he has a skill that can increase the power of the silencer. Gun something. I wonder who it is. Was I out of line just now?
A weapon inside the music room, huh? What about broken glass?
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
Then she attacked her with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Then the piano.
Why are you going even bigger?
The investigation conducts universal chaos.
It's on that big a scale, too?
How about beating her with gravel instead?
If it's a weapon that was used to beat them to death, it should have had bloodstains.
Was there a weapon with bloodstains on it?
Was there a weapon with bloodstains on it? There were no bloodstains on the fish tank. Maybe her head was bashed through the window. Maybe that window was the murder weapon. Maybe she was suffocated with the swimsuit. But there's blood on her. Yeah, she was struck in the head. So...
She beat her to death with her fists!
An unconventional weapon. Apparently it appeared in the game, but... The fish tank I'm going
inside
with.
the music room, huh?
What about broken glass?
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
Then she attacked her with the fish tank.
No, apparently not. Alrighty.
Why are you going even...
The investigation...
It's on that big a scale.
How about beating her with gravel instead?
I agree with that.
Are you serious?
I got it. The killer must have used gravel to attack the victim.
What? How would one be able to discern that from the clues we are given? That makes no sense. I'd look that up. Full disclosure, I'd look up an FAQ and see what the process was for this trial just to beat that part. It took me 10 minutes.
My goodness. I got it right. And I was just throwing things out
That
there.
shouldn't even work. Shut up, Ibuki.
You're not chosen at all, and gravel is impossible. It's too small to be a weapon.
What if the gravel was put inside some sort of bag?
Where are you getting this information?
Bag? What kind of bag?
I realize it's past 30 minutes, but I need to finish this conversation.
If the weapon is something that appeared in the game, then so is the bag.
What bag?
And the only thing I can think of is the school swimsuit.
So she wrapped gravel in the swimsuit and beat the girl to... What?
If you tie the swimsuit like a bag and stuff it full of gravel, it'd make an effective weapon.
No. Danganronpa, no, please. Just slow down. You can't expect me to come to this conclusion with the evidence you've given me, or maybe I didn't pay closer attention.
Gravel inside the swimsuit? Even the Ace Attorney would be astonished by such a fantastic idea!
Shut up, Ibuki. I hope you die.
But for the killer, it's an idea that kills two birds with one stone.
So that's why, that's why the swimsuit missing would benefit the killer, because the girl could say, oh, my swimsuit got stolen, it was a pervert, and draws attention away from herself. I understand that, but that's a bit of a stretch, isn't it?
To make people think the killer is some pervert, it makes sense for a school swimsuit to be stolen. And if that swimsuit was used to make an improvised weapon, it'd have to be disposed of later.
How about it, Monokuma? Are you satisfied now?
This happiness you feel when the mystery you create is solved. Only producers know this feeling of ecstasy.
Craigasm. Well, alright, that'll be the end of the first part of this trial. Thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna be bitter about this until the end of the game. Danganronpa 2 is available on Steam and the Vita for $30. I highly recommend you pick it up if you want to support Spike Chunsoft and fund their future projects. There's a new Danganronpa V3 game coming out in January in Japan. If you're interested in the series, then take a look at that. There's also an anime you can watch, but don't watch that until you've beaten both games and maybe Ultra Despair Girls. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Toodaloo.